back with his new podcast series. Chris Hagen is not dead yet.
Oh my God.
Oh my God are today's 3 important words. So, right, sit down everyone. Today's episode wasn't planned. It's one of those life just handed me 2 stories in a moral crisis situations. Because in the space of a week, I've dealt with a woman on a scooter who nearly ran me over emotionally, and my cousin who apparently thinks it's perfectly fine to go partying with my ex. So yeah, today's question is, drum roll, I don't have a drum. What happened to basic human respect? Courtesy, loyalty, common sense. Are we just done with that now? And also, how do you tell people they're being awful without turning into a screaming banshee? So let's start with what just happened 5 minutes ago. There's me, queuing up, very British in a queue, love queuing, we Brits love queues, calm, patient, waiting to pay. And then this woman, in a very stylish burqa by the way, genuinely elegant I thought, very chic, she just swoops in front of me. No eye contact, no hesitation, straight in, like a ninja with nectar points. Nectar points are from Sainsbury's, if nobody knows what Sainsbury's is. It's a supermarket in the UK. I say nicely, excuse me, I was here before you. She turns to me, blames the staff, and then says, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like this. But like I just accused her of war crimes or something. And then, when I said to her, all you needed to say was, can I go before you? Or, sir, you're next. Because she's blaming the staff, as if the staff told her to push in front of me. She starts going off again. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I said, but a bit of respect and courtesy, social etiquette, no? Then she speeds off on her scooter. Ciao, off she goes. I mean, I was stood there thinking, what's happened to the world? I mean, the boy, because behind the counter there was a boy and a girl, a man and a woman. But because I'm old now, I think everyone's a child still. And the guy says to me, hey, relax, it's okay. He said, yeah, okay. I'm not angry. The thing is, in certain Asian countries, people don't tell other people when they're wrong. And this is why customer service is poo in many Asian countries, because nobody complains. Nobody tells people when they are wrong. So I want to know, when did politeness become offensive? So let's be fair, there are some reasons, even if they're not good ones. For example, post-COVID social weirdness. We forgot how to be with people. We forgot how to be people. I mean, 2 years indoors, glaring at each other over masks. No wonder we've lost our social rhythm. Psychologists call it social atrophy, when empathy muscles weaken through lack of use. And people got used to isolation, and queue etiquette became optional. Then we have the narcissism epidemic. Narcissism. There's narcissists everywhere these days. Studies now show narcissistic traits, entitlement, lack of empathy, hypersensitivity to criticism are rising. Social media encourages it. Everything's me, 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 me. The algorithm rewards outrage, not manners. So when you correct someone, even if you're doing it politely, they interpret it as an attack on identity. Now this is terrible. I mean, social media has basically removed all the filters and people just think everybody else, you can speak to people however you feel like. No, you can't. Also, we have now cognitive overload. Modern life is overstimulating. Everyone's juggling work, money, stress, notifications, money stress as well, not only money and stress, notifications, doom scrolling. I mean, the amount of times I've been into, where did I go the other day? I went somewhere, I wanted to buy something, in Kuala Lumpur, I wanted to buy an adapter, and there was a girl behind the counter paying zero attention to me or any other customers, and she was just scrolling through TikTok. And I said, hi, this adapter works for, I don't remember what, and she went, I don't know. Didn't even lift her head up. Stuck on the phone. Glued to the phone. Her eyes could not come away from that phone. Ignorant. It's terrible. When your brain is overloaded, self-awareness drops and courtesy is the first casualty, unfortunately. Now there's de-individuation. Now, this is a very, very fancy word. You're probably thinking, I've never heard that word before. But it's basically a fancy word meaning when people stop seeing others as people, but just as objects. In crowds, traffic or queues, people act as if others are just obstacles in their way. But it's not personal, but it feels personal when it happens to you. So yeah, Scooter Lady isn't Satan, she's just a walking case study in cognitive overload meets poor upbringing. Now, going to story number 2. My cousin and his new wife, they are newlyweds. Well, they're not actually newlyweds anymore, they've been married for almost a year. And his party choice, his party people, the people he decides to party with, let's say. So let's fast forward a few days. I found out my cousin and his new wife have gone to Milan. Well, first I actually found out they'd gone to Verona. I think it was Verona anyway. And I sent them a message saying, hi, I see you in Italy. Yes, we went to an exhibition, blah, blah, blah. Then I spoke to one of my friends in Italy and she said to me, oh, we bumped into your cousin and his wife at a concert. Okay, right, very good. And then a couple of days ago, so then after that, I spoke to my cousin and said, oh, I believe you met my friend. And then my cousin, yes, we met her. Yeah, we met her. Yeah. We were at the concert in Milan. Yeah. Chatty. Then when I spoke to my friend's new boyfriend, he told me that he also met my ex. And I said, how? When? He was with your cousins. What? You what? So my ex, the one who treated me, let's say, less than kindly, not a villain, but let's just say I've been to hell and bought the fridge magnet. And my cousin knows this. He knows every detail of the breakdown, the heartbreak, and sleepless nights. Trust me, I got over the heartbreak now, definitely. Ciao. And yet, there he is, drinking Aperol Spritzes probably, with the man who made my life a cautionary tale. So, when I asked him about the trip, and he just said, yeah, Milan was great, just some drinks, nothing much. Nothing much? You forgot to mention you were out partying with my personal trauma in designer shoes? That's like saying we went for dinner, and Hitler popped in for dessert. So, before I burn every family photo, let's break it down psychologically. Moral disengagement, coined by psychologist Albert Bandura. It's how people justify doing something they know is wrong by reframing it. It's not a big deal. We're all adults now. You're over it, right? They minimize your pain so they don't have to feel guilty about their behavior. Then we have this cognitive dissonance. When people hold two conflicting ideas, for example, I love my cousin and I'm friends with their ex, they get mental discomfort. So they solve it by editing reality, pretending the conflict doesn't exist. That's why my cousin forgot to mention it. His brain just deleted the guilt. Now, there is a thing also called empathy fatigue. So we live in an emotionally burnt out time of the world. Not only the world, of life. Okay. We're in burnt out times, emotionally burnt out times. Okay, we're all burnt out. People can't always carry others' pain, so they detach. Instead of this will hurt them, it becomes this isn't about them. It's self-protective, but it actually looks cruel. Now, humans are social creatures. We crave belonging. When people choose social comfort, for example, in this case, a fun night out, over moral loyalty and family loyalty, standing with you, it's not just because, it's not because they hate you, it's because the group moment feels more real than the past emotion. Still rubbish though, isn't it? So here it is, here we are. We have a woman in a scooter acting like basic queuing rules don't apply, and a cousin acting like friendship with my ex is no big deal. Different scenes, same disease, the disappearance of respect. I mean, when the woman in the supermarket said, oh my god, I thought, yeah, oh my god, she's understood her behaviour. But no, she was actually saying that towards me for telling her that she was wrong by pushing in without asking or apologising. What? Today we live in a world where people think boundaries mean suggestions. Saying I was here first makes you the villain, and the people who hurt you somehow become the life of the party. It's like common sense got deleted in a software update. The new iOS system of iPhone, which actually has a lot of bugs. Maybe this is why. Maybe this is what happened to this woman in the supermarket and also my cousin. But I'm not here just to moan, although it is fun. I actually want to understand it and fix it if possible. So how can we deal with these people? What can we do about it? How do we handle scooter ladies and cousins of betrayal without screaming into a baguette. I've created some little steps. So step 1, pause before you explode. Now I didn't explode, but this is for people who maybe want to hit the woman with a baguette. So when you feel your blood boiling, do nothing for 3 seconds. Neuroscience fact here, that gap, that 3 seconds, allows your I'm not even been drinking, allows your prefrontal cortex, the rational bit, to jump in before your lizard brain takes the wheel. You move from reactive to strategic. So step 2, describe, don't accuse. That's what I did. Instead of, you're rude, say, I felt disrespected when you did that. That's very, very posh. That sounds very therapist-y, but it works, does work. Maria Cento, ciao, she would agree. People shut down when they are blamed. They might listen when mirrored. In fact, I tried to do that by saying to this woman, but she just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Maybe she could only say, oh my God. Maybe that was the limit of her English. If you want to do lessons, give me a call. Step 3, use humour as a diffuser. Now, okay, people say I'm funny, but it depends. So here, we're cutting in now. It's a new Olympic sport. But in a country where people don't really understand your language, that really wouldn't work. But you can try. Light sarcasm can point out bad behaviour without full nuclear meltdown. Step 4. She's like giving in. Accept you can't fix everyone. You can teach manners, you can model empathy, but you can't rewire someone else's conscience. Sometimes walking away with dignity is the best mic drop. I wrote this, but I wrote this one down, but to be honest, nah, they need to be told. Whether you can fix them or not, they still need to be told what they did wrong. And step 5, model what you wish existed. Be the polite one, okay, the calm one. I was. But the thing is, in some countries in Asia, people think that when you tell somebody they're doing something wrong, they immediately think you're angry. Now, we Brits, as you know, we're famous for complaining. This is why our customer service is fantastic. We don't complain, but we just say when something is not as we wanted. For example, yesterday I ordered salmon. I sent the picture of exactly the kind of salmon I wanted, salmon fillets, and they sent me salmon steaks. And I told them, I don't eat salmon steaks. But now I have salmon steaks in my freezer that I will not eat. But they need to be told. That doesn't mean that next time I'm not going to go to that shop again. It just means next time, remember, that's not what I asked for. It's very simple. It's called customer service. So respect is actually contagious, you know. But somebody needs to start the epidemic, because if respect dies completely, what kind of world are we going to be living in? This is the question. So yeah, between the scooter lady and the Milan mafia of betrayal, I've had a bit of a busy week. But honestly, it's been enlightening, because both stories, one tiny, one emotional, prove the same thing. Most people don't mean to be cruel. They're just distracted, self-protective, or emotionally underdeveloped. It's not personal even when it feels personal. But I do have a little advantage to this story. It means I have to send 2 less Christmas cards and 2 less birthday cards. So, think of the positives. So next time someone cuts you off in a queue, in life, or in Milan, take a breath, find the humour, and remind yourself that manners, loyalty, and respect still exist, even if sometimes you have to carry them alone. Anyway, so my rant is over. The philosophy is complete. If you see me in a supermarket, just let me pay in peace. And if you want to go in front of me, if you're in a rush, just say, hi, excuse me, do you mind if I pay for this thing first? And I would probably say, yes. Because if somebody asks me in a kind way, of course I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to say, no, get to the back of the queue. Okay, I'm not that kind of person. So, and if you see my cousin in Milan, tell him I said hi, maybe check who he's drinking with. Well, so what can we do? What would you do in these situations? Are you a calm person? Are you a stressy person? Do you explode? What happens? In the situation of the supermarket, what would you do? Also, the situation with my ex and my cousin in Milan, what would you do? Would you just say, doesn't matter? But for me, family loyalty is quite important. So now, the day is still young. It's only 10 a.m. Let's see what happens, what can happen, what possibly can happen for the rest of the day. Now I'm going to sit here watching my beautiful dragonflies fly around the garden and my new friend Cammy, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, the chameleon, my new pet. Then I'm going to get ready for my lessons. So let me know your opinion of these two amazing events that happened today and the last couple of days. And hopefully we can make the world a better place by teaching people a little respect.